used to be my FACS teacher and my FCCLA advisor, which is a club.
FCC on FACS.
Yeah, okay, so like home ec is what FACS is, and then FCCLA is like a community, it's based around community work. And so she used to be leader of that, or she was, but she moved to middle school now.
That was in Fayetteville High School?
Prairie Grove High School.
Prairie Grove High School.
Jordan has been incredible. Jordan invited Patrick and me to come talk to her class. FACS is more than home ec, it's like all those different living skills that the kids are learning. So Patrick and I presented to a class about climate change and CCL and carbon fee and dividend, and all the kids wrote letters to Congress people about it, and then Jordan joined our group and brought 3 or 4 of her high school, 5, she's 5 high school students, and then 3 of them went to the CCL conference.
And then Darla accidentally came last Wednesday for CCL instead of next coming Wednesday. So she stayed for the movie. That was inspiring.
I think she's got maybe 6 students, many students at and now Jordan is going to be teaching at Fayetteville High School. Maybe she'll bring some Fayetteville High School.
So are you a high school student?
Yeah, I'm going to my junior year.
I would have thought.
That was
You're very
good.
mature.
Same here.
I thought you're just going into your junior year?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd be glad.
Oh, we are thrilled.
I'd be glad to tag along on your expeditions to the high school on your place. That would be fun.
Cool.
You know, do a PowerPoint show if it fits in.
I will remember without a doubt. Okay.
Hey, please speak loudly because this doesn't have anything but small speaker or
Okay.
microphone.
Okay. We will.
So it's about like this,
Speak
would be
loudly.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Ooh, I like that. Nice always.
You're smart. Let's go, Roberts.
When I was a kid, the ozone layer was an issue. I don't remember how young I was or how old I was, but I remember being conscious of it as something that was talked about. You know, as time goes on, and it doesn't go on all that far before people are talking about global warming. And this becomes an issue, and it never really left my radar, I guess.
When I was younger, I always liked being outside. It was one of my favorite things to do. Go to different parks, explore different areas, try to see how many different wildlife species that I could see, and never realizing that being in nature could be related to protecting the environment. And until I was in college, I made that connection that this area, this world that I live in, which was I enjoyed so much, was so important to protect.
You know, after I realized global warming was going to be a problem, I said, oh, all I have to do is tell my friends. Doesn't work that way, and I read something by Bill and Kitten that basically said we need to have an organization here. We need to really tell everybody that it's a problem, and we need to be forthright about it. And about that time, I said, well, I got to be part of a group.
I joined Citizens Climate Lobby in 2011. A year prior to that, I was what they call a climate change skeptic. But in the fall of 2010, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and she had encouraged me to read the fourth intergovernmental panel on climate change report, which was released in 2007. And I sat down and read the entirety of the IPCC report. And I was struck by the abundant evidence that had been put together showing different causation of climate change.
I live in Manhattan, New York, and I was in my apartment during Hurricane Sandy. And while my area of Manhattan, the Upper West Side, was luckily not flooded, a lot of my friends who live downtown had to vacate their apartments and their homes
and find shelter elsewhere. I was unable to get to work. The subway systems were closed down for a week. We took in friends who had lived downtown and housed them in our apartment. I already knew about the effects of climate change, but that really hit home for me. And I think for a lot of people who hadn't been concerned about climate change before, once they lived through that superstorm, they really became concerned about it and now realize the effects that it can have on their lives.
I'm actually a letter carrier for the post office.
Okay.
But I'm also a part-time photographer, nature photographer. So I've done a lot of photography and seeing the firsthand effects of climate change through others' photography. Glacier National Park, we visited North, and I visited last year. So an eye-opener for me. But, you know, they used to say all the glaciers would be gone from Glacier National Park by 2050. Now it's down to 2020 and they're expecting all the glaciers to be gone.
That's for sure.
My parents know there's a pastor at their church, actually lives up in Newton Beach. If you don't know the area, I haven't heard Superstorm Sandy came through Newton Beach was one of the most devastating towns in the county, not the state, compared to like Seaside Heights. Just in terms of per capita, Newton Beach just got totally almost obliterated. So he lost his house there. So it hasn't really affected me personally. Obviously, living so close to the region, you get effects from the environment as well.
After I got back from the June conference, I started reading and researching as much as I could. A CCL member recommended a book by Bill McKibben, and then I went online and looked for as many articles as I could find. I used an application called Zeit, and throughout the day, I'm getting articles about climate change.
I've been a Republican for the last 15 years. You know, I'm very concerned about the legacy that we're leaving for our children. I'm around young people all the time. Republicans think that addressing climate change means more regulation and more government. It doesn't have to. It's true it has in the past. But the whole point of being dividends is so that we can address climate change very effectively without having a bigger government.
What I've done for Citizens Climate Lobby is writing letters to the editor and visiting the local office of my congressman, as well as attending the conference in DC, where we held 500 meetings with members of Congress and their staff. Citizens Climate Lobby has done a lot for me. I just love the monthly international calls where we get to hear really top-notch speakers and hear the latest about what's going on with the science, the economics, politics, and psychology of doing something about climate change. The message to me is, you don't know what will happen until you try. So just call your member of Congress, go visit their office, and things will happen.
Don't hesitate. There are so many brilliant people you will meet. There are so many great experiences you will have. And most importantly, you will be able to maximize your talents and you'll be able to accomplish things that you didn't even know you could accomplish. It is a way to sort of take your talents, whatever passions you have, and bring them to their fullest point to maximize your potential on behalf of the greatest cause that one can have, the cause of protecting future generations, to say nothing of the present generation from the ravages of the climate crisis. So do not hesitate. Join today, citizensclimatelobby.org. We're not asking you to move out. We're asking you to join so that you can liberate your neighbor and ask you the next question is, really, tell me more about it. I like CCL because they take a practical view on what is achievable, on making it simple, and on doing it in a positive way. It isn't about griping, it's about engagement, it's about bringing people to the table, because it does the type of things that move a conversation forward that I would do if it was with a client.
Thumbs up.
I call my home turf. My father's restaurant was in that mess right next town from totally destroyed.
36 countries have already enacted laws for
Let's see, what's the title of that on? I'm gonna bring it up on my computer.
It's called The Best Group I Ever Joined.
This
Says it's
group.
hot.
You okay?
Yeah.
You need to respect.
Sorry.
Yes.
Let's see, what was my name?
Anything else I could do you might have lunch?
That really
The
is, that
best
really
group
was
I ever
powerful.
joined. The best
They
group
put
I
that
ever
together really well.
Yeah,
It's weird, because I haven't seen this video since like my teacher first showed it to me. I haven't watched it, and I like recognized people that were in the conference.
Yeah,
And, like,
and Scott Meister. Did you meet Scott Meister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to send that with my sister.
That's Chris Follows got
That's a
to
good
meet.
link.
All right, Chris Follows got to meet Michael Mann. Did you meet Michael Mann too?
I mean,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Geez,
didn't
I'd like
get
to
it.
talk to
He
him.
was a great speaker.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I pulled into this, he didn't really want me, he was an ivory tower scientist.
Was
A
he
lot of
the,
us,
was he the hockey stick guy?
yeah. Yeah.
And then death threats too.
About
You're
10 other
kidding.
people.
Horror stories, and Michael Mann, because people don't want to hear about it.
Well, now it's even worse sometimes, it's even more dramatic.
You have the
So
floor.
what can you tell
Do
us?
what?
You have the floor.
You want to finish this up, or I mean, you don't care?
Whenever you like.
Okay. Yes, that's just good.
Is it German going?
Do what?
I want to talk to my German, I'll see my German friends, so
Oh.
I'll talk to them about this, and maybe I'll get this connection.
So the video I had wanted to show that I filmed was taken like at the same time as this picture y'all can look at. Oh, this was a picture of all 1,000, which is make it bigger.
That's
Every
impressive.
year.
It gets bigger every
Yeah.
year. I've been following this for years.
Show people where the date was, see what we just said. They're all together in a group, behind them all. Miss Fanny's wearing a hat, like always.
So this is kind of blurry, but we were like right in the front, like right here. I think that might be me, that was the color I was wearing. But yeah, right after they took this, there was like a group of like 3 women that were just standing, and they started singing the From Sea to Shining Sea, that song. And so the whole group started singing. And that was the video I had. It was so beautiful. And everyone was singing, and nobody like choreographed it or anything. And I thought it was just like the most perfect demonstration of like the unity there. Because, I mean, it like almost made me cry because I've never seen that many people just like burst into song. And it was really beautiful, just like the love that everybody had for the country, and that, you know, we were all there to do the same thing. It was really beautiful to me.
There's also such a sense of supporting each other.
Yeah. Because, I mean, anybody you talk to, you know, they're all kind, and they all, especially since I was young, you know, I was wandering around lost. I had no idea what I was doing. And everybody was there and then to help you and guide you. And I got to lobby actually with 2 different states. I got to lobby with Missouri, Member of Congress Smith, who was Jason, maybe, that's right. And then Maine, who has one of the most liberal, like, active on climate change. I'm trying to remember her name. Does anybody know it?
Senator?
Yeah, Senator.
Did it snow?
No.
There's a Republican there who's very liberal in a surprising way.
I'll
As their
bet
governor is just the opposite.
I'm sure her name. But, yeah, and most.
Susan Collins. Maine, right?
Maine, yeah.
Oh.
It might be.
Yeah, Olympia smells like that.
And so like even in those experiences, I think in Missouri, I think I was the only Arkansas person that went in on that. And like even in that situation, you know, we all orchestrated it and it still felt like I was with like my original Arkansas team and we were all very supportive and everything. In Maine, in the Maine conference, Chris McNamara, yeah, he was there. And that one was really fun because that was the first like Democrat board that I sat in on. So it was like a completely different conversation. It went from, you know, would you possibly support this? And like in that one, the conversation was more about like what we can do to, I don't remember, well, maybe a second. It was like, the conversation went from trying to persuade them to support it to like all the ways, like all the concerns like on the Democratic side, I guess. And there were some concerns and it was just kind of strange to me because I kind of figured like, oh, this is a bill that all liberals will support and stuff.
What were their concerns?
I guess her concern was that they also didn't want regulation at all, and they didn't want anything that even like looked like regulation because I guess they just like don't want to perpetuate that on the party line is that we're all about regulation.
Right.
And then they had already acted on bills and like supported bills that were kind of conflicting with what the carbon fee dividend was. And so it was just a neat and different conversation, I thought, which was really cool.
Did they talk about trying to reach out to the Republicans? Was one reason that they didn't want regulation because it was harder to
Well,
get
yeah,
by the Republicans?
it was just like the understanding that, you know, we tried, like the Democrats have tried and failed, and we have to do everything we can to make this bill not fail.
Right. So she's thinking about sponsoring the bill?
Yes, and she was definitely, you know, willing to join the bipartisan caucus that is for climate solutions. But it was just kind of a means of making sure that the bill we have proposed is, you know, set up to succeed, because if it fails, well, then it's like a whole new thing, and we have to kind of start over, like not completely, but you get the point. And
Well, did she talk at all about helping to move the bill forward, but getting the Republican sponsor?
yeah, they definitely agreed that Democrats shouldn't propose it, but we need Democrat support to make sure it gets somewhere, but we definitely need a Republican sponsor. It was,
She agreed on that?
yeah, definitely.
When is it scheduled to be proposed? Next term, I presume.
Yeah, they're wanting
Next
to
year.
get it passed in 2017, that's what this is, they're appointing
2018?
17.
17.
Yeah, next year.
Like what should we do, send it home? You know, who should we write to and to encourage and blah, 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 blah.
I think
Names of them.
definitely to build a relationship with our members of Congress and our senators, so reach out to
The Arkansas ones.
yeah, unfortunately, because since we're constituents, you know, if you reach out to like other senators, it's less likely to have an impact. But, you know, Mark Pryor, I think he was the only one that I got to talk to that was like the actual congressman that I got to talk to. And
Mark Pryor?
That's-
not Mark Pryor, oh my
that's
gosh.
the other previous one.
He's gonna,
John Bozeman, sorry.
You would have been lucky.
You were gonna let me drown that.
Isn't the representative from our district,
Steve Womack.
Woman, isn't there a possibility to maybe persuade on this on the basis of less regulation?
He's the most rational of all
Steve Womack?
of all the matching
six.
races. He's the one that they kind of talk to you about.
Okay, so he's the one you should build a relationship with.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is he was in the military. And the military is screaming, pay attention to this issue. So if you go around the back now, you know, thank you for your 200, blah, 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 we know that the military hit them from the back door. The other ones are back doors. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Also low regulation, this is the least regulated way.
Linda, we actually did get Brigadier General, what was his name? I can't think of his name right now.
Sure.
To speak with a representative from the Womack's office right after the last CCL conference. And, I mean, they are aware that, and Tom Cotton is perfectly aware that climate change is a military concern. And he told us he was aware of it. And Steve Womack is aware of it too. It's the only thing that reached him at all when we did talk to him last year. But Keaton actually was in his office this year, and so maybe you would have something to say about it.
We didn't talk with Womack himself. I did attend one of his constituent events after we got back from DC.
It's an interesting smile we have.
Yeah, that's
Just kind of a town hall type thing, and he was just fielding questions from the audience, and he has a lot more vocal constituents that feel like he's not far enough to the right than on the other side. So it was he was getting, taken to task for, I can't remember if it was not ending the Fed or, or immigration or Muslims but it was interesting to see that was the heat he was taking is from the other side. Other than the fact that you guys had really worked to set up a meeting with a former general, and what is that organization? It's like the
They're devoted, it's a bunch of...
Center for Climate and National Security or something. It's an NGO that's focused on climate change and national security impacts.
Is it part of the Truman Project? Because they've been very, very vocal. And they have a lot of speakers hitting on, coming to our places and telling us about it. Because it is a major issue. And it's a major, protecting the energy resources, deploying it in, that's a big issue. But to protect us from terrorism and all this kind of stuff, they are very good. It was the Truman Project. Could any of them been from there?
I'm not sure. I'm not aware of the Truman Project. I think it was the Center for
National Security,
Climate and Security, or something like that. But yeah, I think both with Womack and Cotton, I think that's our most.
So Faith, how many people went from here? What was the Arkansas delegation like?
We were one of the most, I think, organized, because we all knew each other. We all centralized in Fayetteville.
You did? How did you know each other? Before you left, you all knew each other?
Well, this is a Holland group, there's probably 20 people that show up every CCL meeting, so yeah, they know each other.
Yeah.
Oh. And it's that group that went?
It's that group, yeah.
People from Little Rock and stuff, or was it all just the Fayetteville?
There was Rita and Fanny who were from Southern Arkansas, but we knew of them, and then we all stayed in the same Airbnb, so we all got to know each other before we went and to the convention. And I think that was one of the reasons our group was so successful, was because we all knew each other. But because when you went into other ones, there were people holding signs I'm waiting for my people. And they couldn't find them.
Anybody from Little Rock?
No one from
Arkansas Public Policy Panel is really behind this in Arkansas statewide.
They helped to fund Fanny and Rita.
But nobody from there, like Topsky, didn't go on.
Well, that's not they cover so many different issues, but
Yeah.
Fanny and Rita have been doing members of the APP for years. And Miss Fanny, I mean, especially, has been central for.
They've made it one of their major issues.
She's a highly respected, I mean, central person, and so is Rita in the Arkansas Public Policy Commission.
So it was pretty much the Fayetteville contingent that made it out, and the fact that there's
And
something
Prairie
organized
Grove.
here.
Yeah.
So it's, but the group was sort of organized around Fayetteville and environs.
Yeah, we had Ruby Springs, we had 2 Southern Arkansas, and then we had Chris Balos, who, originated from the Marshallese Islands. So, I mean, I
Well,
think.
she or he is from Springdale?
Yeah, he.
So Fayetteville is Vietnam again, like it was in the Vietnam War. We swing the protest in Arkansas.
But we are, our CCL group, we're targeting definitely Central Arkansas. Chris McNamara is definitely working to expand and get a group going regularly in Little Rock, so.
Good.
So by next
That'd be
convention, we
great.
would definitely like to have some people from Little Rock, so we have a broader, yeah.
That's a natural. There are some good liberals on the wall.
Yeah, definitely.
Progressives. Bernie Ledbetter, she's probably.
Yeah, she died in 2010. Bill.
That's the first time we got his one.
I think that's one of the big goals for the coming years, to ensure that there's a CCL chapter and a liaison that's actively working to build a relationship with the congressional office and the staff in each of the 4 districts.
And it's the state capital.
In fact, if I could do a little plug at this point, the CCL is hiring Chris to be a full-time outreach coordinator. And he's going to be going to every district in the state and working on establishing groups there to be working toward state level and the national level party dividend. So he said he will